Day 166 of the Ukrainian war map, also sometimes known as the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Chelsea here, and today is just another one of those quick updates of the Ukrainian war map in a bit of a simplified and down-to-earth approach and look and feel to see what's happening here. Now, as always, I start off with the Russian losses. I won't talk about these too much today, but there certainly has been a bit of an uptick in terms of killed and wounded there. There's quite a few extra armored combat vehicles being destroyed and a number of tanks. There was actually one helicopter destroyed, and I think I've got the footage for that in a moment, although it hasn't been verified yet. Now, moving back to the war map of sorts here, we'll start off with the top northern region with the Sumy region here, where an unidentified aircraft has been shot down in the Sumy region and it fell ablazing. It may be a Russian helicopter or a Russian fighter jet, but it is said to be likely a drone, so I don't know if it is the helicopter from these stats here a moment ago. Next up, let's move across to the Kharkiv region, where the mayor advised the city was targeted by Russian missiles. No casualties were reported on this day, so that's always good to hear. Then we'll move across down to the Donbass region. There's a lot of shelling on the front line here of the Donbass region at the moment there. Of course, they're trying to take the full area of the Donbass, which includes this line here and everything east of it. But if we have a look here, we'll zoom in to an area or a city near Seversk named Verkhniyok-Amyansk. Okay, now Russian military tried to advance here, but it was forced to retreat. Of course, they would like to take this village on the way to Seversk, and of course going all the way to some popular held areas called non-Russian held areas called Kramatorsk and Slovyansk, which are certainly key strategic objectives of Russia to get the remainder of the Donbass region. Now, moving down to a town named Bakmut, certainly in the news a lot here. There was in fact a Russian building that caught fire in Bakmut as a result of the Russian army shelling there, so that's obviously not nice to see. Plus, there is some additional shelling along the front line near Bakmut as well, as this video will show you there. So, just shelling, artillery shells, bombs of sorts going off there sporadically. Moving down, we'll move to a region beyond New York. Yes, there is a village or town called New York, surprisingly, in Ukraine. But just a little bit further down from that is a place called Antonivka. Now, some Russian shelling has been identified or advised within this region, and certainly some smoke billowing, as can be seen as well with the footage here. Now, I want to talk about Pisky for a moment, because it is what I would probably consider to be an outer suburb of the city of Donetsk. And you can see that Russia is trying to encircle it. This is obviously always something that's hard to do for a military when they are dealing with natural obstacles like rivers or lakes or mountains. In this case, we've got these waterways that make it hard for it to encircle it. But I don't think Pisky can last forever under Ukrainian control. Both sides say they actually have control of it, but maybe it's half and half the way that we're looking at it here. Moving down to Melita Pole. Now, this is an area that I don't talk about too much. So here we go, Melita Pole right there with some airstrips and bases deep within Russian-held territory. And there were some explosions in Melita Pole caught on camera there. If you watch this video, you'll see a little explosion at the end there. And let's see, we'll go to the Kherson region. Just quickly, I'll mention there was a big bit of a fire near Topolivka, around this area here somewhere. I can't find it right now. It's always a difficult town or village to find, but as you can see in the photo there as well. And looking at some of the main Kherson stuff here. So the Ukrainian military has hit the Antonivka and the Kakhovsky bridges here. again, I'll say. So this is a key supply route for the Russian troops, and they do not like it when Ukrainians constantly take it out. So it's always under repairs by Russia so that they can bring very, very heavy tonnage equipment like tanks and APCs, all sorts of things across it. But Ukraine is just clearly not letting them, which to me feels like Russia is sort of starting to get sandboxed in this top area here, because there has been more news out of this North Bank region as well. So a Russian T-62 tank was hit around this area here, and 5 armored vehicles were taken out overnight as well. So missing their supply lines, losing military hardware, stuck a little bit on the North Bank. So they're trying to obviously push for an offensive here. But again, it really feels like these Russian frontliners are starting to feel the pinch and get really sandboxed there. We'll move across to Mikalayov, where drone footage released shows a burning building, effectively, after what authorities say was a Russian strike overnight there too. And we'll move across to the news. So we have a celebrity named Jessica Chastain met with the President Zelensky in Kiev today. She also visited a few places, including a hospital. And Zelensky said that such visits are extremely valuable for helping the world hear, know, and understand, and that's in quotes, what is happening in Ukraine. And last but not least, a bit of extra good news. 4 more grain ships have left the Ukrainian ports, particularly Odessa, and they are bound for Turkey there. So 4 more, I think, plus the previous 3. It's always hard to get exact numbers, but we are looking at a total of 7 grain ships. So started to be smooth and steady. Of course, the world has a food security crisis because of this Ukrainian war. Not good at all. But I'll leave it at that all there for now, guys. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment, subscribe, hit that like button, and certainly hit that like button. Show all those those trolls on the video comments who's boss. And yeah, I do hope to see all of you guys there in the next one. No worries. Cheers.